All right, ready. Just got back from the gym. Actually posted up a deadlift video from today. I've been actually feeling, knock on wood, really good lately with all my lifts. No injuries. I do have a slight impingement in my left shoulder. I tore my labrum about 6 months, just being stupid. But it's healing up. But I got COVID during winter break, and laid me up for a few days, and laying, because I sleep on my back, and also it didn't really affect me too much other than I got kind of tired, and I did sleep quite a bit, but laying in that position I got an impingement in the rotator cuff, as it comes out of the shoulder joint and attaches to the top of the humerus. The shoulder joint kind of shifted, and lifting it above my head was excruciating pain. So basically, if you know anything about impingement, it's just there's a lot of exercise you got to do to realign that joint and open it back up. But it's pretty much open today, and actually any kind of hanging or deadlifts, which is the opposite of hanging, it really opens that joint up, so it feels fabulous right now. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video, I made a video the other day about a couple of actually a new knife. This guy right here, this is the BMKT. It was the EDC1. I don't think I said that in the video. That's the EDC1. Very, very nice knife. Love this knife. And I had the sheath made custom by Oak City Leather. Well, for Christmas, I got a knife that it was a present to me that I'd been wanting for a while, and I've had it for a while, obviously since Christmas, so almost a couple months. But this is a production knife. This is the Benchmade. It's called the Hidden Canyon Hunter, and it's an S30V blade. I am very impressed with the ergonomics of this knife. It has this jumping, I don't know if you can see it. It starts here, kind of stops for a second, and then it continues at the end of the blade. So you can this is the only knife, fixed blade knife, or even folding knife for that matter, that has the jimping on the blade that goes that far. I can choke up and do some fine cutting with that. That is a really nice feature on this knife. The swell is real nice. It has these waves in the tang that I'm sure it's more decorative, but it does allow your hand to grip it. I can get a full 4-finger grip on this knife, and I have huge hands. And for the size of this knife, I'm gonna measure it real quick. I'm sure the blade is not even 3 inches long. Yeah, the blade itself is, it's just a little over 2.5 inches, and the full length of the knife is 6 and 3, almost a half. We'll call it a half, 6.5. More like 3/8. But yeah, so not a huge knife. What really drew me to this knife were the wooden scales. You don't really just see some nice wooden scales on a knife anymore. Everybody's going with the micarta and G10 and stuff. And I really like the look of these wooden scales. And what's great about it are the pins that hold them in. They're not pressed in. They actually have, it looks like, from here it looks like an Allen wrench. You could take those out, and you could replace them if you want to. Not that I'm going to do that, but it's just nice that you could take those off. And of course, had a nice hole for the lanyard, for a bead. I love when I pull it out of my sheath, being able to kind of grab that first. But this, I always put these on the same, at the same level for just ergonomics. And to tell you the truth, I like the swell on the Benchmade better than I do on the BMKT. This one I would be more apt for my hand if I were having to do any plunge cuts, that my fingers would slide up that blade. it will not happen on this. That is really well designed. Of course, the scales are smooth, so you have that, and you know, when you have the micarta scales, they do have some texture, and if they do get wet, they get a little tacky, so that helps. So again, you know, decent blade, metal S30V. But other than that, I just really like the shape of the blade. I like just the wooden scales. Now, it came with this sheath, which was fine. I just don't wear a sheath on my belt. I hate it. And I definitely don't want one that has snaps that I have to unsnap to get to the blade. So instead of, you know, this knife, it was maybe 150 bucks. It's still a pretty penny for a knife, but not compared to some of the knives I own. But instead of getting a custom sheath made for this one, I kind of took a risk and ordered a couple inside the pocket sheaths. And you know, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the website I ordered them from, but with a pretty easy search, I'm sure you can find them. So I bought two, and they're just universal inside the pocket sheaths. They're not made specifically for this knife, but it fits perfectly. This is like a walnut. It is leather. It's a nice thick leather, stitched very well. It goes inside the pocket, but what I really like about this is it has an Alti clip on it. So you have the clip underneath, if you can see it, that clips, you know, you put your inside your pocket, goes in there, and then you push the Alti clip down, and it locks it into place, and that won't come out of your pocket. Some people complain that it rips their pants. I haven't had that issue. I really like how that leather kind of goes with the wooden scales, and I put a little brass bead on it. Really just love brass. But I also bought two while I was at it. This one obviously I have not used yet, but don't really like the lighter leather as it contrasts to the darker wood. But you know, I'm sure I'll get another knife at some point that kind of matches up with this. And these weren't very expensive. They were probably, I think, 40 bucks, which again, it's not cheap, but you get what you pay for. And in this case, these are some really nice heavy duty leather sheaths. I mean, the leather on them is, you know, the spacer in between the top and the bottom layer of leather is like almost a quarter of an inch, maybe not quite a quarter, but just nice, real nice. I mean, you don't have the same leather smell as that, but I mean, you're paying for this. And like I said, I really love these Alti clips. They lock in really well. But before I finish here, let me just do a little comparison. Again, this is my new BMKT. This is the Hidden Canyon Hunter, right next to each other. Blade length on the BMKT is slightly longer. The overall length of the BMKT is obviously slightly longer as well. But as ergos go, I'd give it to the Benchmade, obviously, but you know, much better made. I mean, the fit and finish on this is going to be, it's better than this one. I mean, when looking at this knife, nothing really jumps out at me with a fit and finish issue. The wooden scales are sanded down really nice. There's no sharp edges on anything that's going to catch on anything. And it's just a really well-made knife. I mean, Benchmade makes great knives. And this is the Bradford Guardian, an M2 steel. It's, you know, a little bit bigger as well. The Bradford Guardian and the BMKT are overall similar length knives. The Bradford Guardian's blade length is about a ½ inch longer. But yeah, all three of these are just great knives. I've been carrying this one a lot lately since I bought it. And again, just love the inside the pocket sheath. It slides right in, locks into place, and you really can't tell it's in your pocket. You could slide into a coat pocket if you wanted to, back pocket, front pocket. It all works well. So that's enough on that one. I got another video I think I'm gonna make here in a minute on a purchase that came in yesterday. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.